I will start by introducing our selected brand, Farm Fresh, and the key communication issue we identify. Farm Fresh is a Malaysian homegrown dairy brand known for its grass-to-glass approach. The brand focuses on natural freshness, purity, and locally produced dairy products with no preservatives. From local farms to retail shipped within 48 hours, Farm Fresh has built a strong reputation among Malaysian households. These qualities have helped the brand establish a clear identity around three key values, which is local, natural, and fresh. This gives Farm Fresh a strong foundation as a trusted dairy brand in Malaysia. However, when we look at how the brand is perceived, we identify an important communication challenge. Farm Fresh is strongly associated with family wellness, maternal trust, and traditional breakfast occasions. While these associations help the brand build trust among families, they may also create a gap with younger consumers. Malaysian Gen Z may perceive Farm Fresh as a passive product that is purchased by their parents for the household, rather than something they would independently choose as part of their own lifestyle. This leads to two key issues: generational alienation and the mom's brand stereotype. So the challenge is not about whether consumers trust Farm Fresh. The brand already has that trust. The challenge is making Farm Fresh feel more personally relevant to a younger generation while maintaining the strong qualities it is already known for.
Okay, so I will cover our target audience and consumer insight for this campaign. Our main audience consists of Gen Z and young working adults aged 18 to 25. So this group includes university students and fresh grads, often what we call budak corporate generation. So they live very busy, fast-paced lives, care about staying fit, and spend a lot of time on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. However, they really dislike pushy, fake, or traditional corporate ads. Instead, they prefer content that feel real, reliable, and authentic. In their daily routine, they travel on MRT, LRT every day, deal with tight assignment deadlines or long work hours, stay up late, and they are always looking for quick, healthy drink options while on the go. So next, looking at our consumer tension and core insight, we found an interesting problem. Young adults fully understand that fresh milk is nutrition and good for them, but they see it as a mom brand, something nostalgic their parents bought for them as children, not a modern choice for independent adults. So they also are sick of sugary, overly processed drink with artificial ingredients. Yet they find it hard to get a fresh, clean drink and that fits their busy routines. Our core insight is, I want to stay healthy during my busy day, but I want a fresh, real drink that fits my cool lifestyle, not just something my mom picked for me. Our campaign bridged this gap, transforming Farm Fresh from a traditional family fridge brand into a trendy, everyday drink for young adults.
So I'll be talking about the big idea, and the big idea of our campaign is freshness you can trust. So the main purpose of this idea is to position Farm Fresh as more than just another dairy brand, but as a brand that consumers can trust for authentic, fresh, and locally produced milk. So the word freshness highlights Farm Fresh grass-to-glass approach, where the products come from local farms and are delivered to consumers quickly. So meanwhile, trust focuses on the brand's authenticity, transparency, and its consistent quality. The big idea is also important because Farm Fresh currently has a perception of being more of a mom's brand, mainly associated with family wellness and traditional breakfast. Our campaign aims to make the brand more relevant to younger consumers by changing the way Farm Fresh communicates with them. Next, it will be on the brand voice. So to support the big idea, our brand's voice is trustworthy, honest, and proudly local and warm. The communication should feel sincere and relatable rather than overly corporate or overly promotional. So, for example, instead of simply telling customers that Farm Fresh is a healthy or nutritious, we want the communication to show where the freshness comes from and creates a feeling that consumers are choosing something genuine. So the voice also stays consistent across different platforms. On social media, the copy can be short, conversational, and engaging for print and outdoor, and we use clear and memorable headlines, while video and TV can focus more on the emotional storytelling, such as showing the journey from the farm to the family. So overall, freshness you can trust gives Farm Fresh one consistent message across the campaign, while the warm and honest brand voice makes the message feel more human and relatable.
So now I will talk about the key creative executions and why this campaign will work in the end. So first off, that the key creative execution, this campaign is built around mostly the big idea, freshness you can trust. And so this campaign can be actually adapted across different platforms while keeping the same one message. And for social media, we will use a short and conversational captions paired with engaging visuals. The content can focus on simple, everyday moments that show how Farm Fresh fits naturally into consumers' lives. And for the print out and outdoor advertising, we will use clear and memorable headlines that directly communicate freshness and trust. And for example, for Instagram platform, because meaning it's more directed towards the Gen Z, we will probably use that more on the visual representation and lesser words. However, in Facebook, we probably put, like we said, more headlines instead and more wordings for the older generation to read instead. And lastly, for video and TV, we will focus more on the emotional storytelling. And then from there, we can show the journey of milk from the farm to the family and reinforcing that idea so that the freshness consumers receive comes from a real and trustworthy source. And so lastly, why the campaign will work is because that the campaign will work and because it focuses on consumers that already associate with the Farm Fresh, which is freshness and quality, and while strengthening it with the idea of the trust or the brand loyalty between the customers. So instead of making exaggerated claims, the campaign uses a sincere and reassuring tone. So from this makes Farm Fresh feel honest, caring, and reliable. And because of that, message is also supported by our brand locals farming and farm to table identity, making the promise of freshness more believable. Lastly, another strength is that the consistency across the different platforms, whether it's depending on social media or including the outdoor advertisements, it doesn't matter because each and every print, every billboard, or every ad that is given out, it delivers strong, consistent message in which is that the brand is authentic because of its freshness and because of its loyalty towards the customers.